You know, when you picture a US aircraft carrier, what comes to mind? Fighter jets, right? Incredible power, projecting force across the globe. But deep down, way below that busy flight deck, there's this whole hidden world, an operation that makes everything else possible. See, the real power behind this floating fortress, it isn't just the weapons. It's the unseen army that keeps the whole thing running. So let's pull back the curtain on the massive, and I mean massive, operation that truly fuels America's fleet. And no, I'm not just talking about the nuclear reactors. The real fuel, the energy that powers the crew and keeps that mission going 24/7, is something way more fundamental. Think about it, an aircraft carrier is basically a floating city. You've got over 5,500 sailors living and working in this one contained space for months on end. And a city that size, well, it has a serious appetite. To feed a population that large, the ship's galleys have to crank out a mind-boggling 17,300 meals every single day. We're talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even mid-rats, midnight rations for the crews working through the night. So yeah, this isn't your average cafeteria. This is the logistical heart of a small town that literally never sleeps, all while operating in some of the most challenging conditions you can imagine, hundreds of miles from shore. To give you an idea of just how insane that number is, think about this. America's busiest McDonald's serves around 4,000 people a day. A carrier's culinary team serves more than 4 times that number, day in and day out. And we're not talking fast food. These are fresh-cooked meals. It's just incredible. To even attempt this, the daily logistics have to be nothing short of a masterpiece. I mean, the numbers behind the daily grocery list alone are just staggering. Okay, check this out. Every single day, they're going through almost a ton of meat, hundreds of pounds of lettuce, and brewing 20,000 cups of coffee. That's over 1,000 gallons. And this demand, it never stops. It's just a constant, perfectly managed flow of supplies. But here's the thing. It's not just about shoveling food at people. This is about precision nutrition. The Navy has really strict rules for daily calories. Every meal is carefully calculated for nutrients, fats, sodium, all while juggling allergies and special diets. It's basically a massive science experiment in a kitchen. And what does all this cost? Well, on a modern carrier, the food budget can top $1 million a month. Yeah, $1 million. It sounds like a lot, but it's seen as absolutely critical to keeping the crew healthy, happy, and ready to go at a moment's notice. But this incredible feat doesn't happen in some spacious, state-of-the-art kitchen. To really get what these sailors are up against, you have to see where they work. And honestly, it might just be the most intense kitchen in all of America. I mean, it's just night and day. Forget any restaurant kitchen you've ever seen. On a carrier, space is at an absolute premium. Cooks are literally shoulder to shoulder. The heat can get over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, and did I mention, your entire kitchen is constantly moving, sometimes pitching violently in rough seas. This quote, especially when they talk about the bakery, just says it all. An oven inside an oven. And yet, these bakers work in those conditions without complaint, because they know exactly how much a freshly baked cookie can mean to a sailor who's thousands of miles from home. So who are these amazing people working in these insane conditions? Get this, this entire monumental task falls on a team of just 114 culinary specialists. That's it. And what's really fascinating is where they come from. One senior specialist said that yes, some were professional chefs before they enlisted, but others, some had literally never even boiled water before. You have this huge range of skills, and somehow they have to come together and work like a well-oiled machine. So their journey is pretty intense. It all starts with a specialized culinary school, where they learn the basics of cooking on a massive scale. But really, nothing can prepare you for the reality of a carrier. The crazy pace, the blistering heat, and the constant 12 to 16-hour shifts on your feet. The galley is like a non-stop engine that runs for 22 hours a day. The breakfast shift kicks off at 3:30 in the morning, and before they're even finished, the lunch crew is already starting their prep. It's this incredible choreographed dance that only really stops for a few hours for a deep clean, because the ship itself just never stops. Which, you know, it all brings up a really important question. Why? Why go to all this trouble? Because on a carrier, when you're months away from home, food becomes so much more than just fuel. it honestly becomes a lifeline. A good meal out there is a huge morale booster. It's a real taste of home. It's a way to celebrate a birthday, it's comfort after a really tense mission, and it's that one little break in an otherwise demanding, stressful routine. A good meal can completely turn a sailor's day around. And the Navy gets this. They understand this cower completely. To fight off the monotony of a long deployment, the menu rotates every couple of weeks. And simple things, like Taco Tuesday, which is apparently a huge deal, or special meals for holidays, they become major events that the whole crew looks forward to. It's a very deliberate strategy to keep spirits high. And that really brings us to the core of it all. In military speak, these culinary specialists are what you call force multipliers. Their work makes every single other person on that ship better at their job. A well-fed crew with high morale is a more focused, a more resilient, and a more effective crew. The galley's success is directly tied to the combat readiness of the entire aircraft carrier. Look, they don't fly the jets and they don't get the glory of a fighter pilot, but they are absolutely essential. They are the textbook definition of an unsung hero, serving the heroes on the flight deck and making every single mission possible. So the next time you see footage of an aircraft carrier, just take a second and remember that hidden army down below deck, those force multipliers in the galley. Their story really makes you think, doesn't it? What other invisible, high-stakes jobs are out there, quietly making our modern world run?